Southern Sports Now. We are coming to you a little early today here on East Alabama Now as we are getting set for Game 2 and the possible if game in the Class 6A State Championship Series between the Oxford Yellow Jackets and the Spanish Fort Toros. It was an exciting game last night, so we're going to talk all about that. We got some great guests here. I'm Chase Robinson. Glad you are along with us. And remember to like, share, comment as we get rolling today as we are, again, live from Jacksonville State. You see the field right behind us as we're getting going and ready for an exciting day of baseball. As you still have time to come down here because first pitch is at 10 o'clock. So Oxford fans, look, when I got here this morning at about a little before 8 o'clock, there was already some Oxford fans getting here, lining up at the gates by 8:30. They were all the way lined up back to the parking lot. So a lot of people are here. A lot of people are excited about what is to come today as Oxford won Game 1 6-5 last night in an exciting fashion. We'll talk about that. But let's jump to our top 5 headlines as we get this Wednesday morning show rolling. And our first headline up today is the Oxford Yellow Jackets winning Game 1. They won that series opener 6-5 last night thanks to an RBI from Sam Robertson. Hayes Harrison came around to score. That is how the Oxford Yellow Jackets ended up winning in the top of the 7th inning. We'll talk more about last night's game coming up as well. Also, on our top 5 headlines today, Pleasant Valley stays alive in the elimination bracket. They lost yesterday. You saw highlights of the EAN News last night. As Pleasant Valley lost their opener, they were able to beat Summerton Christian yesterday late, so they are still alive. Next headline up is back in high school softball. Piedmont up today in the state softball tournament. They'll be taking on Abbot coming up at 10:45 this morning. In some golf news, Nick Ledbetter finishes runner-up in Class 3A golf as he is from Weaver High School. He finished second for the second year in a row, falling to Westbrook Christian. Eli Edge ended up winning Class 3A, but congratulations to Nick Ledbetter finishing runner-up. And our final headline of the day, we'll talk more of Braves baseball in just a little bit, but the Braves fall to the Rangers 7-4. They got that 12-0 win to start the series off, and they ended up falling to the Rangers last night 7-4 in Game 2. Game 3 of that series is coming up tonight with Spencer Strider on the mound. So those are your top 5 headlines here as we continue on Southern Sports Now. As you see behind me, the crowd starting to file in here at Rudy Abbot Field at Jacksonville State. The gates open at 9 o'clock, and so the Oxford faithful making their way into the stadium right now. And you got to imagine this is going to be a majority Oxford crowd in the house today. Spanish Fort having to make a long trip up down from South Alabama up here. So the Oxford faithful will be in full force today here at Rudy Abbot Field in Jacksonville. Coming up on the show today, we'll be talking with Oxford Athletic Director Larry Davidson, his thoughts on the series so far, and as his school is in the state championship, softball in the state tournament as well, so we'll talk with him coming up. We'll also be talking, hopefully, with Joe Medley of easportstoday.com. He'll come by and talk with us about last night's game. So we've got lots of great stuff to come as we are, again, live here from Rudy Abbot Field. Last night was at Choccolocco Park on the Signature Field, and it was originally supposed to start at 4 o'clock because of the weather. And those of you out there know the nasty weather that came through. They had to push it back. They started later, but it was a great game. Oxford started off with a 4-0 lead, and that quickly changed as they go to the bottom of the first. Spanish Fort put up 3 runs. It was neck and neck the whole game, 5-5 going into the 7th inning, and that's when Oxford was able to get a run on the board and seal the deal there for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. So We'll talk more about that game, more guests on the way as we are live here at Jacksonville State. We'll jump to a break and be back with more Southern Sports Now in just a moment.
We're excited to announce that starting this April, we'll be entering into the cabinet business. With that in mind, we're going to change our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond encompasses everything that we do in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welber Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
East Alabama Now Local News has been bringing you the best local news coverage for 6 months. And now we're growing.
EAN News will be available to you 5 nights a week with new faces, new content, and coverage that is second to none.
We'll be bringing you the weather that matters to your neighborhood and to you. Rain or shine, you'll be in the know.
Sports always brings communities together, and EAN Sports will have coverage of all of our area events.
East Alabama Now, local news, new faces, same great coverage. Starting 5 days a week, May 1st. EAN Local News, your news on your schedule.
We are back live here, Southern Sports Now this morning from Jacksonville State, getting ready for Oxford to take on Spanish Fort in the Class 6A State Championship Series, Game 2. It was Oxford on top last night in a thriller at Choccolocco Park. They've moved up here for Game 2 from Jacksonville State tonight. So we've got some guests coming up here in just a little bit. I know we'll have Athletic Director Larry Davidson join us, looking to have Ben Thomas of AL.com stop by and talk with us as well. And the great folks here at JSU, great facility for this. You think about ballparks across the state of Alabama, Choccolocco Park, definitely one of the top. And then you've got, of course, JSU here, Rudy Abbot Field. You see the field behind me, and it's hard to tell on video, but it is all turf. And so even with the weather that has been happening, they've been able to play on this field as long as there's no lightning, because it looks like there's grass and dirt, but really it's all turf. No grass, no dirt. It is all artificial playing surface, which takes a little getting used to if you are a high school player who's used to playing on grass and dirt and the conditions that they play on. So this is going to be a little bit different for both teams, having to adjust to playing in this stadium on the field. But the team's out there warming up right now, getting set for this exciting game. You think about sports moments, and if you're a high school athlete, everything you work for is to play and win a state championship, and that's what Oxford's trying to do tonight. They did it in football back in 2019. That's the most recent state championship for the Oxford Yellow Jackets, and they, of course, won back in 2012, the baseball state championship, and they're looking to do that again today. But Spanish Fort did a great job last night of keeping themselves in that game, especially with Oxford going out to a 4-0 lead to start the game. Hayes Harrison was on the mound for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. Spanish Fort came out hitting just like Oxford came out hitting. They had some really good hits in the gaps. They were able to turn around and score. And so that's what kind of kept Spanish Fort in the game. And they hung around the whole time. It was a great win for Oxford. And certainly excited to see this one tonight. I do want to talk a little Braves baseball while we're here and waiting for some of our guests to roll in. It was a great win on Monday night. You turn around, you're thinking, well, that's just going to happen again. But it did not. Tough loss last night for the Atlanta Braves, 7-4. Schuster was on the mound, and he's a guy we talked on the show yesterday. We're going to need guys to step up in order to fill in these holes in the rotation for the Braves. They really were not able to do that. Schuster, he was the 25th overall pick in the 2020 MLB draft. He's been playing in AAA Gwinnett for the last couple of seasons, and they brought him up for this Texans series, trying to find a replacement for Max Fried and Kyle Wright while they're out. We saw a great performance from Charlie Morton on Monday night, but Schuster really not able to get it done last night. He showed some progress, though, so you got to be pleased with the progress that was shown from him last night, but just a tough night for the Atlanta Braves. The good news is, though, you got another kind of veteran guy who will be on the mound tonight for the Braves, and that is that's Spencer Strider, and certainly excited to see what he can do. He's a guy who is proven to be a winning pitcher for the Braves, and so certainly hope he can get it done for the Bravos tonight. But you'll see the Braves and the Rangers tonight. And in Game 3, hopefully the Braves can get a series win. They really need that after being swept this past weekend to the Toronto Blue Jays. They really need to go out and get a series win tonight. So looking forward to that one. Lots of baseball going on. We got Braves going on. We got the state championships going on behind me, and we'll be talking more high school baseball because there's already been a champion crowned. And Appalachian got the win yesterday to win Class 1A, and then also last night Ayrton defeated Vincent. Yes, last night right here at Rudy Abbot Field. Late last night, after all the weather delays, they got the win over Vincent there to win Class 2A. So 1A, 2A is out of the way. A 6A state champion will be crowned today. Also, a Class 5A champion will be crowned later on today. Check that Class 4A as Etowah and UMS Wright. Etowah won Game 1 last night in big-time fashion, and they will be on the field following Oxford's game today. Again, Game 2 for the Oxford series coming up at 10 o'clock. And then if they need to go to a Game 3, if Spanish Fort was to win this Game 2, they will go to a Game 3 immediately following Game 2. But I know the Oxford faithful are hoping this thing's going to be over in 2 games by about 2 o'clock this afternoon. So lots of excitement around this place right now. As I'm telling you, this place is going to be filled up behind me. It's already starting to fill up here as we are just a little over 45 minutes away from the first pitch. And so lots of excitement out here as we're going to jump to another break because Joe Medley of EASportsToday.com is here. He will be talking with us next. So stick around as we broadcast live from Jacksonville State on Game 2 of the Oxford State Championship Series. More to come in a moment here from Rudy Abbot Field.
We're excited to announce that starting this April, we'll be entering into the cabinet business. With that in mind, we're going to change our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond encompasses everything that we do in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welberg Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
EAN Sports is proud to bring you the best, most informative local sports content, and we want your help to be able to do that. If you have a story idea, a tip for our sportscast, or even a highlight clip you want to see on EAN Local Sports, send us an email, eansports23@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at EAN_sports, or you can send it to the EAN News Facebook page. EAN Sports, bringing you the local sports happening in your community.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. Steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
If you see some interesting weather phenomenon in your backyard here in East Alabama, send that to us. We would love to hear from you. Send that to us at the email address you see on your screen or through Facebook at EAN News.
Of Southern Sports Now, Ted's Floors and Beyond. They have partnered with Welborn Cabinet. Like we've been telling you about, that is the place to go for a complete kitchen or bath makeover. Cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. That is what they can offer now as they are Ted's Floors and Beyond. Always 0% interest financing for 12 months and free in-home estimates. Lifetime warranty on flooring installation. They are locally owned and operated. But if you just need a floor, they have all types of floors: hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, and luxury vinyl. Ted's Floors and Beyond. We appreciate them sponsoring this segment of Southern Sports Now. If you're just joining us, we are live from Jacksonville State, from Rudy Abbot Field here on campus, as we're getting set for some high school baseball as the Oxford Yellow Jackets and the Spanish Fort Toros get ready for game 2 of their series. Last night it was Oxford winning 6-5, and if Oxford wins game 2, it'll be over. Oxford will be taking home the blue map to Oxford High School. If Spanish Fort wins this one, we'll play a game 3 following this game 2. But really excited for this one. Joe Medley will join us in just a moment. Joe trying to get into the stadium right now. When I say that this is an Oxford home crowd, I mean it here. Lots of Oxford folks piling into the stadium right now, as it is a packed house of Oxford fans. Spanish Fort has a little bit farther to travel, about 6 hours, but Oxford right here in their hometown. They got the win on their usual home field. It's a signature field at Chocolaca Park last night, and tonight they are looking to win it here at Jacksonville State. We'll have Larry Davidson, Oxford Athletic Director, join us coming up in just a little bit as well. And like I said, Joe Medley of EASportsToday.com is trying to make his way in here right now. The line to get into Rudy Abbott Field right now is stretched from the stadium all the way back into the parking lot of Pete Matthews Coliseum. So this place will be filled up in no time. A lot of the Oxford folks, they've let out school for this, and so a lot of the student body is here. Folks taking off work. This is a big deal. Again, we talked about it. It's been since 2012 since Oxford baseball has won a state championship. It's been since 2019 since the school has won a state championship, and that was on the football field. It's Oxford football, and actually Oxford football defeated Spanish Fort in the 6A football championship in 2019. So both of those teams out vying for the 6A baseball state championship coming up today. You can watch it on the NFHS Network. NFHSnetwork.com is where you can watch the Oxford State Championship game if you're not able to make it out to Rudy Abbott Field today. We'll have full coverage coming up tonight on EAN Local News. We'll have highlights and reaction from the game. And so be watching for our local news tonight on the EAN News Facebook page. Again, Oxford fans filing in. When you look at this Oxford team, there's a lot of veteran leadership. We heard from Coach Brooks on the show yesterday. He's got a load of seniors, a load of juniors. There's actually been some sophomores that have stepped up and really helped this team along. But the senior and junior leadership he has been very crucial for this team this year, and that has really got them to the point that they are now. And so really excited to see what they could do here tonight. And anytime you're able to play in a game like last night when it was delayed by the weather, and then with a team who really would not get off your heels in Spanish Fort, for them to still be able to win that game, I think showed a lot about what the Oxford Yellow Jackets are about this year and what they are able to do. So certainly cool to see them win that game, and hopefully they can walk away with a win tonight. Speaking of state tournaments, so you got softball going on at 10:45. You'll see Piedmont take on Abbot there in the state softball tournament. Pleasant Valley lost game 1 yesterday. They were able to get a win in their game 2 against Sumter Central last night. But here is a look again today at 10:45. Piedmont and Abbot in 3A. Tomorrow it'll be 6A, so the Oxford fans here cheering on baseball today, but Oxford will be out at Choccolocco Park tomorrow morning, bright and early at 9 a.m. to take on Wetumpka in the Class 6A Round 1 of the state tournament. And then White Plains will be up on Friday. They've got a really tough draw in Orange Beach Friday morning at 10:45. But lots of excitement happening in Calhoun County, of course, not only with the baseball state championships here, but with the softball state tournament going on as well. And keep in mind that is double elimination. So if you see one of these teams lose one game, they're not out of it yet, as they will have a chance to play another game as it is a double elimination tournament. So again, lots of folks filing in right now. As you see the field behind me here at Jacksonville State. Hoping it stays clear today. I've been keeping an eye on the weather, and hopefully we will stay dry here this morning and this afternoon for some baseball. A lot of rain came in last night. The game was delayed. Hopefully they won't have to do that today. We may see a few sprinkles roll in here today, but nothing major. Should not have any storms blow through, especially during the time frame for this game 1 here today. So that's hopefully the plan as we are here at Jacksonville State getting ready for the 6A State Championship game. Lots of folks filing in. We'll talk with Oxford Athletic Director Larry Davidson coming up, as he was telling me before we went on the air. Paul Bain will be throwing out the ceremonial first pitch coming up, and so that will be cool for Oxford fans. If you knew Paul Bain and what he's done for Oxford, he'll be out here throwing the first pitch before this game 2 of the state championship. The AHSAA does a great job of putting this on, and so glad that they chose these to be the venues for these state championship games. But the AHSAA working hard, making sure that this is a top-notch event and facility, and so we appreciate those guys as well. Let's take another break here. Coming up, Larry Davidson will hopefully talk with Joe Medley of EASportsToday.com. All that and more on Southern Sports Now. Stick around.
We're excited to announce that starting this April, we'll be entering into the cabinet business. With that in mind, we're going to change our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond encompasses everything that we do in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welberg Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rodney Sneed from both CARES and Direct Primary Care. Direct Primary Care is an exciting new model of medical care growing on both the East and West Coast. It's been recommended by Forbes and the American Academy of Family Physicians and others for individuals or small businesses with or without health insurance. The pure simplicity of a membership model streamlines the burden of medical care. It eliminates 60% of the overhead. That streamlining allows providers time to focus on patients with free, no copay, no deductible, unhurried office visits or telehealth visits with minimal waiting room time. It produces same or next day appointments and access by text or telephone during and after hours. It saves you from leaving work, wasting time and getting exposed in a waiting room. And the convenience and cost with barriers removed helps one avoid letting problems like a sore throat turn into an expensive ER or hospital visit for pneumonia. If you're interested, search the web for CARE's Direct Primary Care.
We are back live here, Southern Sports Now from Jacksonville State University. Get ready for the Oxford Game 2 State Championship Series. And I've got Gary Cornelius here with me, pastor at First Baptist Oxford, and you do a lot with working with FCA, working with Oxford Athletics. So I know this is exciting for not only the community, but for Oxford High School to be here in the state championship.
Man, it's awesome. The community, obviously, you can see they've come out. Everybody's excited about it. They see the opportunity. You know, you don't get this very often. And so it's neat to see everybody show up and be on the same page, if you will. They're excited. This is a great group of kids. We've had the opportunity this year to spend a lot of time with them. Great group of young men. They play together. They work together as one, and that's been the key for them so far this year.
Yeah, you're right. And you think about also getting to play here in locally Oxford last night, JSU today. You mentioned the crowd as they file in. I think that's added a little extra flavor to it being right here in Calhoun County.
Oh, man, absolutely. I mean, how many teams actually get to say they're playing in their hometown for the state championship? Doesn't happen often again, and so we're taking advantage of that opportunity. So they definitely have the home field advantage if we can get rid of the rain now.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Gary, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for what you do with Oxford Athletics and FCA and the church. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Gary Cornelius there joining us, and we'll bring in Joe Medley now, easportstoday.com. Joe, got a little wet coming in, I know, but hey, we're ready for some baseball, aren't we?
I'm starting to think I'm a black cloud. It's been following me around the last couple of weeks.
Well, last night Oxford able to get the win in Game 1, 6-5. I know you were there covering it. Give us a little insight on how the game played out. I know Oxford took an early lead. Spanish Fort got back into it. Really a classic when you think about Game 1s of a state championship series.
You know, I think it comes back to this team having 9 seniors and making plays when they had to make plays in a game like that. You know, Sam Robertson obviously with the go-ahead single there in the 7th inning. But there were so many defensive plays in that game. You know, when you think of Peyton Watts, a senior second baseman, he had that play there at second base where he's ranging to the middle, took a single away from a guy and made a jump throw back to first base. And then 2 rundowns. I don't think I've ever seen a rundown where 6 players touched the ball before, but that they had that one. And then there was the unassisted rundown for Hayes Harrison. And then obviously the play at the end of the game there where, they had the catcher interference. And so it's just, it just, this team hasn't lost a game in these playoffs. They won 4 games in 5 inning games, and so it just seems like destiny at this point.
What stands out to you about this Oxford team? I know you've been covering Oxford for a long time. What stands out to you about this team that's on the field?
You know, it seems like to me a bunch of really talented players who've worked hard for a long time, hitting their physically mature point. Yeah, they're hitting their peak point in high school, and Wes has raised these kids from when they were pups. I remember my son played t-ball in Oxford, and he's a junior in high school now. I remember some of these kids on those t-ball teams back then. So they've kind of come up together, and Wes has worked some of his magic with them, and they're just having their peak year.
Yeah. Now, were you around in the 2012 state championship? Were you in this area?
I was.
So so you have to go all the way back to 2012 to that team who had a lot of talent on the team as well, just like this one.
Yeah, and you think of the Simpson brothers, Tucker and Trent. Obviously, Jacko was on that team. I think he's hit the angriest home run I've ever seen in my life. But the game 3 of that championship series, they had game 2 won. There were a couple of errors. He was the pitcher in game 2, and I think he was upset. And he came up and hit a ball that I think is still flying over those tracks down there at the ballpark down there at the Biscuit Stadium. I remember Trent Simpson hit a home run in the game 1 that I think is still flying out of Patterson Field. But that was a really talented team as well.
You bring up playing down in Montgomery. They're here. They're in Oxford. They're here this year and last year. You've covered games down there. You've covered them here now. Talk about just, the excitement of getting to play here in Oxford, in Jacksonville, but just these facilities that they're holding state championships at now.
Well, it's a tribute to what Oxford did to build Choccolocco Park. It's a tribute to what JSU did with this stadium. And I remember when they did this, I was so happy for Jim Case.
Yeah.
He deserves this palace. He really does. And what Oxford built down there in Choccolocco Park has become a thing that'll attract major events like this, and it times so perfectly again with the peak year for these kids.
Yeah, softball going on as well down at Choccolocco Park. Several local teams. Piedmont up today. Pleasant Valley though able to get a win yesterday afternoon, so that's good for the Lady Raiders. You got Oxford tomorrow, White Plains Friday, so lots of good softball going on as well.
We had 5 teams in Calhoun County this year that earned the right to host their area tournament. 4 of them are still playing. 4 of them got through regional. The other one, Alexandria, got to they got to the last game of regional, and so it's softball's. There maybe hasn't been that dominant pitcher like Riley Gaddis last year.
Yeah,
but we've got good softball around here, and they're still playing.
Yeah. Well, Joe, appreciate you stopping by and chatting with us, and I know I'll let you go get ready for the game, but should be an exciting one here tonight. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Chase.
Joe Medley, EASportstoday.com. That is where you can go to check out everything going on in local sports here in this area. Just a few minutes, we'll have Larry Davidson stop by and talk with us. But the rain is beginning to fall. I just, prior to last break, said that the rain was going to hold off, but it is falling here. So a lot of the crowd has moved up here on the concourse where we are. Hopefully no delay, though. It's just some rain falling, no storms coming through yet, but we'll keep an eye on that. But certainly excited for this game to get underway. Just under 30 minutes until first pitch here between Oxford and Spanish Fort in game number 2 of the 6A state championship. It's big for Oxford, big for the community. As we heard Gary Cornelius tell us earlier just how big it was for the community and how great it is to have these state championship series right here in Calhoun County. And a lot of Oxford fans, as I look around all around me and where we are here on the concourse, all around me, Oxford fans getting ready for this exciting series this afternoon from JSU. Again, looking forward to chatting with Larry Davidson coming up here in just a second. Let's jump to one more break. We're going to get out of here early today, but we will be talking with Larry Davidson coming up in just a few minutes. So let's jump to our last break, and we'll be back with more Southern Sports Now from Jacksonville State.
We're excited to announce that starting this April, we'll be entering into the cabinet business. With that in mind, we're going to change our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond encompasses everything that we do in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Wellberg Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
East Alabama Now Local News has been bringing you the best local news coverage for 6 months. And now we're growing.
EAN News will be available to you 5 nights a week with new faces, new content, and coverage that is second to none.
We'll be bringing you the weather that matters to your neighborhood and to you. Rain or shine, you'll be in the know.
Sports always brings communities together, and EAN Sports will have coverage of all of our area events.
East Alabama Now, local news. New faces, same great coverage. Starting 5 days a week, May 1st. EAN Local News, your news on your schedule.
We are back live from Jacksonville State this morning, getting ready for the 6A State Championship Series, Game 2 between the Oxford Yellow Jackets and the Spanish Fort Toros, as we are less than 30 minutes away from a 10 o'clock first pitch. If Oxford wins this one, they take the blue map back to Oxford High School. If Spanish Fort wins Game 2, we'll go to a, if needed, Game 3 in this best-of-3 series. And lots of Oxford folks out here today. The rain is falling behind us here at Rudy Abbot Field. We are undercover here on the concourse. And lots of Oxford fans up here with us as well, trying to avoid the rain. We'll have Larry Davidson join us in just a few minutes. Here's we get ready for this state championship series. We'll have a full recap coming up tonight on the EAN Local News on the East Alabama Now Facebook page, as well as the East Alabama Now YouTube channel. The EAN News Facebook page is where you can catch our newscast tonight, and we'll have full highlights, reaction from this state championship series coming up tonight. So looking forward to that. And I know a lot of Oxford folks will be interested in hearing from Coach Brooks and the players, really no matter what happens on this very exciting season that Oxford has had. You heard Joe Medley talk a few minutes ago. We had him on about that 2012 state championship team and the heavy hitters that were on that team. They had some guys, the Simpson brothers, Trent and Tucker Simpson, who were fantastic hitters, and guys who went on to play in college. You think of Jackson Stevens. He was on that team. He's playing in the Braves organization now, so lots of talent on that team. You think back to the 09 team that lost the state championship, but you think of guys like Judd Edwards, who was on that team, and guys like that who were able to go on and play at the next level. So Oxford has had so many guys who've been able to play college baseball that have come through this program, and a lot of guys who you'll see on the field today playing also will play at the next level and have a chance to represent Oxford High School in Oxford, Alabama, playing in college. Some, Division I guys, guys who are going to be playing. Drew McCormick's going to be playing on this field behind me next year in college. He'll be pitching for the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. So lots of talent on this team, and it will be in full force today here from Rudy Abbot Field at Jacksonville State. That is where we are. That is where a lot of Oxford fans are today, getting ready for this state championship series. You got Spanish Fort on the other side taking on the Oxford Yellow Jackets. A very exciting game last night. And you heard Joe mention several kind of things that you don't see a lot in baseball take place out there on the field. So exciting stuff happening here at Rudy Abbot Field, as we are just counting you down until first pitch at 10 o'clock this morning for Oxford and Spanish Fort. The rain is falling, no delay, though so far no lightning in the area that would delay the game from starting. It'll just be a little wet out there as we get the game underway. So let's grab another break. Larry Davidson, Oxford Athletic Director, set to join us as we're getting you ready for first pitch between Oxford and Spanish Fort for the 6A State Championship We'll be back with more in a moment.
We're excited to announce that starting this April, we'll be entering into the cabinet business. With that in mind, we're going to change our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond encompasses everything that we do in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welber Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rodney Sneed from both CARES and Direct Primary Care. Direct Primary Care is an exciting new model of medical care growing on both the East and West Coast. It's been recommended by Forbes and the American Academy of Family Physicians and others for individuals or small businesses with or without health insurance. The pure simplicity of a membership model streamlines the burden of medical care. It eliminates 60% of the overhead. That streamlining allows providers time to focus on patients with free, no copay, no deductible, unhurried office visits or telehealth visits with minimal waiting room time. It produces same or next day appointments and access by text or telephone during and after hours. It saves you from leaving work, wasting time and getting exposed in a waiting room, and the convenience and cost with barriers removed helps one avoid letting problems like a sore throat turn into an expensive ER or hospital visit for pneumonia. If you're interested, search the web for CARES Direct Primary Care.
We are back live, Southern Sports Now, from Rudy Abbot Field at Jacksonville State. Chase Robinson here with you. And we got baseball going on today, of course, but we also have softball going on out at Choccolocco Park. And Oxford fans here watching baseball today, they'll be out at Choccolocco Park tomorrow to cheer on Oxford softball in the state tournament. Their first game is tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. They'll take on Wetumpka first. And got some softball today involving the local team. The Piedmont Lady Bulldogs will take the field at 10:45 as they will be taking on up first in the state softball tournament. White Plains will be up Friday taking on Orange Beach. And that's a tough task there for the White Plains Wildcats. Of course, Orange Beach defending softball state champs. And so a lot of great softball going on. I had a chance to go watch Pleasant Valley play yesterday morning. They fell in game one to Wicksburg 8-4. They ended up winning game two against Summerton Christian 5-4. So Pleasant Valley still alive in high school softball. Again, this is double elimination tournament in high school softball. And so each team has at least 2 games to be played there in the state softball tournament. So go check out and cheer on our local softball teams playing. Golf has wrapped up. We mentioned at the top of the show, Nick Ledbetter of Weaver ended up finished runner-up in Class 3A golf. And it was Westbrook Christian won the 3A golf state championship with Weaver close behind. But Nick Ledbetter has had a fantastic career as a high school golfer there for the Weaver Bearcats golf team. As I'm sure you hear the crowd here is they're getting ready for this game happening behind us. As we're about 15 minutes away from first pitch between Oxford and Spanish Fort. Also in golf, White Plains finished 4th. Alexandria girls also finished 4th in the Class 5A golf state championship, as well as the Piedmont girls finishing 4th in the 3A girls state championship. So lots of great golf talent. But again, congratulations to Nick Ledbetter finishing runner-up in the 3A golf boys. Just 8 strokes behind Eli Edge from Westbrook Christian there in the state golf. That was been happening down in Opelika. We are going to get out of here in just a few minutes as we'll be getting set for the first pitch. Again, you'll be able to see a full recap, highlights, reaction, all of that coming up tonight on the EAN Local News. That will be coming your way on the EAN News Facebook page, as well as the East Alabama Now YouTube channel. If you're watching us right now on YouTube, you'll be able to see the local news on here tonight. But that is going to do it for us today, as we are going to get out of here, get ready for the game. Highlights coming later. Appreciate our guests we've had today. But we will be back in studio tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Support the Oxford baseball team, and we'll talk to you tomorrow on Southern Sports Now.